Good morning. I'm ready to paint today. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it this morning, so I didn't post yesterday about it, but I'm up and I'm ready. Hi Jackie, how are you? Good morning. So I think this morning enough people, I've been painting some white flowers, anemones. Is that how you say it? I love them. So I might paint that this morning because a lot of people have been asking about it, but I wasn't quite prepared with that. So what I'm doing, I'm looking on my iPad here. Like maybe I'll paint that, but I have to crop it here real quick. I went to an event last night in Philly, so I got home really late and just wasn't sure I'd be able to get up and be ready for you guys, but I am. How is everybody? Happy Wednesday. I'm always happy to paint. Always. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. If everybody likes that idea. I just cropped it, and I kind of cropped it in tight. Hi Carol, how are you? See you soon. Okay, I'm gonna turn this around, and I'm not in my usual spot. I had a little photo shoot here for some new photos for my website last week, and I had to bring my studio upstairs to where there's some sunlight. Okay, I'm gonna turn this around. Okay, so I'm not in my normal spot, so I might be a little more than normal, a little disheveled. Okay. So does that sound good? I was going to paint a bird because I'm going to a show and doing a show in Arlington, Virginia next month, and I need more birds, but I can do that tomorrow. I'm not even sure I'll have them dry in time, but okay, let me see, maybe I'll push that away a little bit. Morning, Erin. Hi, Ellen. Okay, is that good? Let me pull this back a little bit more. Oh, I'm sorry about the clock. I still don't even have it on pattern. My clock thinks that it's midnight, so I gotta work on that. How is everybody? Are we ready for this? Okay. But I love being up here to paint. Oh, my palette, I didn't get that ready. Oh my goodness. Okay, put a couple colors here that I need just to at least get started. Okay, not too much. Paper towels. Happy spring. Have you ever tried using a drying medium in your oils? No, I haven't, because I feel like my paints dry too quickly as it is. I guess, like if I'm working on this great big one here beside me. Did I show it to you? I brought it up for my photo shoot. Here, I'll give you a quick peek. Sorry for that weird noise. So here's my big one that I'm working on. Like, how fun is that? But I do, when I go back into that and it's completely, totally dry, and I have trouble getting it going again, I do use this liquid, and I think that does dry it more quickly. Speeds drying, improves gloss. So I do use that only in that instance. But when I do my little paintings like this, the word's falling out of my mind. What's it called when you paint the whole thing? And alla prima. When I paint alla prima, I don't use a drying medium. But it might not be a bad idea to try it. Is that what you would use, that liquid? Okay. So now I'm going to put down my transparently. Okay, so I want to talk more. Some people had asked me to talk more about what colors I'm using and things like that. Oops. And I'm going to have a PDF backup on my website of my favorite colors and things. I just keep not quite having time to make it. I have one for my workshops that I share, but it doesn't have what colors I love of the R&F pigment sticks. Okay. So whites are particularly challenging because they're really not just white at all. So it's almost like all the things I've learned about painting in color. Oops, what? Immediately I grab red. I grab red paint. There's no red in there. I mean, there is some red in there, but I'm not starting with red. Thanks, Arlene. So I've gotten these flowers for my photo shoot, so I'll share my photos probably next week. I got a few photos that I could share, but I wanted it like a new profile picture, and I really need to redo my website, so I'm excited to have them. My friend Olivia took them, and she's a wonderful photographer. Okay, so I'm going to put the greens in. I think for me the most challenging part of, no, I've got glare on here. Oh, you do too. All right, so that's better, right? My chair is, I don't even know what I was just talking about. For the flowers, it's really hard to figure out what color. I had this board, and it's my regular gesso board that I use, but it has tooth to it, and it doesn't say it's any different kind, but we'll see how this goes. I totally losing my train of thought. You can tell I'm tired. Yes, figuring out what colors you really see in whites is tricky, and keeping it really subtle, but I'm enjoying the process of learning about it. And yes, these anemones were from my photo shoot. And as always, I wish I would have taken more photos of them, but they were super expensive and so vulnerable. I didn't realize when I asked for them that they would be as vulnerable as they are. They really didn't last long. Like, they're pretty much all gone, and I just got them on, when did I get them? Thursday. But that's okay. I got to enjoy them while they were alive and well. And I know Olivia got some good photos of them too. Okay. Yeah, you see how that my board has kind of tooth to it, but I don't know if it was mismarked or something. That's okay. It's a fun challenge. Okay. Yeah, lots of anemones there. Here, Carol, or where you are? You're in New Jersey, right? I'm ready for spring flowers. I really want to, which I've only ever been to once in my life, is go to Longwood Gardens, which is probably only an hour from my house. Like, how do I not get there? And I have a friend who's like a member, so I think I'm gonna hopefully go with her maybe in May, because gosh, I would love that. Yeah, because I definitely need more painting reference. And it's fun too. I think I've been enjoying working with a different color palette too. I mean, I was in love with those pinks for a while, and it'll all come back in no time, but had fun with the last couple days doing these whites. Oh, at Longwood Gardens. Yes, I have to go there. Carol, do you go there? I've got to go. It's on my list for the near future. Although I'd rather go when it's warmer out. Since I don't get there often, I'm going to go when it's warm. Julie, thank you. Yes, I do too. That big pink one over here beside me is just calling my name. I'd love to work on that today, but I'm not going to have time. Okay. I think I see a lot of yellows in there, so I'm going to put some yellows in my transparent layer and do it up here. I think whites are the biggest, like it's a really great practice thing to really look at them and see what colors there are instead of that whole thing of painting is seeing what you see, not what you know or what you think you see. And this is a good exercise in that because, you can't just get out your white paint and put it on there because it doesn't have depth and because you're not really only seeing white. Maybe I should put a little more brown in there. So I had done an anemone the other day, but it was a bigger one. It was 12 by 24. I can show that to you then if I have time. And a lot of it is thinking about whether things are in the sunlight or in the shadow. Okay. Hi to anybody who's popping in now. Good morning. Does anybody have any questions or anything? Being a little quiet today until I'm tired. Thanks, Trish. Well, when I was working on the bigger one, the 12 by 24 one, oh my gosh, at one point I thought it might quite possibly be the worst painting I've maybe done in a long time, but I think it all came together. My daughter came down and looked at it and she's like, oh no, I don't think it looks that bad. So I kept going and I'm glad I did. Can't get rid of that glare. Let me see. Is that better? Now I feel like I'm painting in the dark. When you do large paintings and go back in a couple of days, do you wet it? Yeah, I do. I kind of do a transparent layer underneath the areas I'm working on, and I mix it with this liquid. And I need a sip of coffee. And that definitely helps. Okay. I need a little more light. I gotta figure out my lighting issues. I usually go behind me here. Okay, is that, no, that's not working. Okay, never mind, I'm just moving it away. I gotta figure out a way not to feel like I'm painting in the dark. All right, so I think this is close. So the last time I didn't put down my transparent layer in every spot. Do you have a special lens on your camera? You get such grace. No, I don't. Actually, it wasn't as close up as it looks. I cropped it. So I use my app. Oh my goodness. Well, that's not working. I've got to get a little more light here. That better? I'm actually shooting the light at myself, but at least it's giving light. Okay, I think that's better. I'm bouncing it off what's behind me here. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about people photographing like with their real camera, and I'm very intrigued because I just kind of stopped doing it when we have all of, our phones so immediate and so right here. I've been using my phones for my phone camera for my photography, but I really need to get out my good old Canon camera out and start doing my photos with that. But I need a new lens, I think. But not right away. I should just get it out and start going. Why wait? Because I think I would get much better reference photos to paint from. But like everything else, that just takes more time. Then I have to download them from my camera, and on my phone they're already here, and I can just send it to myself and be painting it in no time flat. Put just a little here. All right, I think that's a good start. This is the point where I always think it looks like it would make really pretty sheets. It's real loose and flowy. All right, I'm closing up my medium, cleaning off my palette here. I don't know what I do with my palette thing. Scraper beats me. I know it's here, but I'm just gonna wipe this off. And get out my paint sticks, pigment sticks. I don't have them all here with me, but I have plenty. Let me go around this way. Sorry about that. I have them in a pretty bowl. Okay, so yeah, I think I needed some brighter colors, but or not so many pinks, I guess. Let's just work with what I put out and no more. Okay, put them out of my way. Going for some dark areas. It's dry, so these get dry on the end, and I probably didn't use this for a while, so I have to clean the end of it off so that the wet oil part is out. Okay, I'll just put a tiny little bit of that on there. That's a fun color. Ellen, how are you feeling? Are you doing well? My cousin, who usually pops in and watches me paint, hangs out with us, is having knee replacement surgery this morning. I need to send her a note. My friend just texted me and she said, I love my job. I don't know what her photo was, but what a fun way to start a Wednesday. I love this job too. I've got to get moving on a lot of things for this month. That goes all the way in there. That's a nice fold right there. Okay, I'm going slow, aren't I? All right, let's put a couple more fun pops of color and then I will start painting, but I need a little more light. Okay, and a sip of coffee. Is everybody having some coffee today? So I got this funky green. I don't know if I love it or I hate it. It's, oh, I was supposed to talk about these. This is cobalt green. It's a funky color. I'm just going to put a little kiss of it in there. See where it goes. But, whoops. I need something behind here. I won't be able to get to the bottom. I need one of those, cool palettes that are, it's not a palette, easels where it's in with little clips so I don't make such a mess, because I can't even get down in there. I usually put a second board behind it, but I don't even have one here with me. Okay. All right. I'm just going to do 2 more colors. Think about my palette. I'm going to use this one. Love this one. This is phthalo green pale. Isn't that beautiful? It might be my favorite color today. Totally. Creamy. Put that in where some of my strong highlights are. To my board. That's a problem. Let me grab something. Isn't that color pretty? Gosh. I could put a tablet behind there or something on my work stuff here beside me. I'll just put some pieces of paper behind it. Of course, these will get oil paint on them, then I'll get oil paint all over the place. But that's nothing new for me. That's a little better. See, I have paint right there. Okay, that helped. I'm sorry about that. And it is 7:23, so I'm really still on time. Turn it a little more. Okay. Is that good? Oh, I need a little bit of iridescent gold just because it's just too much fun. Too much fun. All right, I think that's a good start, right? I can get these out if I want them later, but I think that's enough. So our next thing to do is mix up some colors. Some dark greens and some warm and cool whites. So I'm going to turn this to make noise. Let me see if I can get light on here. Gosh, I think I have... Okay. Whoops, I didn't put a lid on one of my little sticks. So I have to think about what colors I need here. I have been playing around a lot with this, not phthalo green, cobalt green. This phthalo green is like a wild and crazy color. And And you see I have my paints in this fun thing over here. How fun, right? But I'm looking for, this Caribbean blue. I need a little bit of that. And what am I missing up there? Some yellows. What I need to do is mix a green and then go for my light colors. So where's my palette knife? Here it is. Did I just put green up there? Oh no, I did the Caribbean blue. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna do some sap green and some of this cobalt green. And make some of my darks. Darks and greens. So this is sap green. And to keep it warm, I'm trying to have my warm colors recede. I'm going to take some of my transparent, transparent brown, mix it in. Now that got way too. I'm going to get more green, maybe some ultramarine blue. So I need some darks. Now that still looks, I don't know if that's too brown. I think that's okay. So that's my dark green, and then I'm gonna make this, what do I wanna lighten that with? I might lighten it with a little bit, see how, you know what, I'm gonna add a little bit of this. I have this wonderful color, it's Italian Green Umber by Michael Harding. And I'm also gonna use that as one of my white mixes. I'll put that over there, give this a dollop. Which toned that down, which is really good. A little in here. All right. So to this, I'm gonna add, move this out of the way. A little bit of my yellow, Genuine Naples yellow light I'm gonna use with my green. I don't think that's even what I have up here. Blow that up there. Close it up. Clean off my palette knife. Add some of that into this. It's a nice color, but I want more of it, so put this here. Especially when I do large paintings, I never mix up enough colors. Like I need to really get bold and crazy with spending the money to mix nice big piles of color. I should never think about how much it costs, because that kind of sucks the creativity part out of it when you're thinking about that, right? Does anybody else have that problem? Because the paints really are expensive, and when I'm mixing up big colors for great big painting over here, I could easily, without the blink of an eye, use a whole tube of paint. That's nice. Oh, I love that color. So those are warms, and this is cooler. So those, there's eucalyptus in there, and that kind of has that silvery color of the eucalyptus. Maybe I'll make that even lighter. Okay. Well, they are certainly fun greens. Okay, I'm gonna let that go and work on a few whites. So I have this Italian Green Umber, and I'm gonna put out a little bit of this Genuine Naples yellow, I think. And another color that I love, which I forgot I cleaned all these things up the other day. Put my white out. Toward gray is kind of fun. Keep that out. I'm looking for, this one. I love this color. It's Old Holland Violet Gray. And that, this, and Oh, I need white. Mhm. I always have trouble finding it. It's a new tube of white and it, oh here, it's over here next to me. Here it is. Okay. All right, I'm ready. Put out enough white. The yellow, oh, I don't have this one out. So I want to keep darker colors and then bring it to light. Okay, let's start mixing and see how fun these are. So this is what I was playing with the last few days. Gosh. Okay, so this is my yellow, and I'm going to take that and add white. I'm going to put a little bit. I'm not mixing enough, am I? Add more. So that's a beautiful, warm, creamy white. You see that? Then I'm going to take this Italian green, add white into that. Look how different those two colors are. Can you see that? Oh, I can move this over towards you. All right, can you see that okay? Is that better? And then if I take this color and add the white into it. It's way too purple. The rest of that white. Oh. So this is very cool, and these two are warmer. You see that? So I really should make it even a lighter version of this purple. So where did I put my white? Here it is. So I just bought this tube of paint too. I always am a little challenged with whites, and this Vasari titanium zinc white is a very nice. It's creamier. Isn't that nice? Usually when I use like my titanium whites, it's like I can hardly even mix it without adding something to it because it's so dry. All right, what else do we need? I think that's a good start. So I'm going to turn this around, back up here to the, is that good? And I do have a little bit more light. Hopefully it's not too much glare for you. Do you want to see the photo and the painting, or would you rather be closer to the painting? Okay, you can tell me. I'm gonna dive in here. And I think I've been teaching a class next month, and I've been trying to think about things that I want to talk about. And one of the ones that I think I've found is the most important thing to keep in mind, and maybe everybody already does this, but if you go into a painting with confidence, just knowing that you love being here, you love doing this, and you're not going to critique yourself or tell yourself that, of course, I just told you I did that the other day. I was painting that one painting and just felt so discouraged, but I kept on going. I think so much of painting or doing anything in life is having the confidence. So you go into a painting thinking, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to have so much fun, and it's going to turn out to be something beautiful. Most likely, it will be. I lose sight of that sometimes, but not too often. I'm pretty confident with this. Not with everything, but always a work in progress. I'm just going to kind of suggest the vase down here because it's not really that important to the whole painting. Making sure I get some darks in where I need them. Like right here. Right, that's pretty good. In here. So I got these two huge brushes that I'm excited to try. I should be drying them on this huge painting over here, but the next one I'm gonna break them out and play with painting with huge brushes. Talk about being nervous about wasting oil paint. Push myself out of my comfort zone. I need a little bit of that. All right, so that's a good background beginning. I think next I'll dive into the dark insides of these little, I don't know what they're even called, these little middle areas. Okay. Should I start in with some of these whites? Okay, so I want to do like the very warm areas of the white. And trying to put down a brush stroke and not fuss with it. Always a hard thing to do for me. Because I find too, if I fuss with them too much, then everything starts to get muddy looking, and that's the last thing I want. Okay. A little bit of gold. The gold kind of clumps. My gold RNF paint sticks. I have little pieces of gold in there. Kind of get rid of them, not totally. So I'm trying to think about so that these colors push back. The other thing is being patient. That's the biggest thing that painting has taught me, is to be patient, because like I just want to go in there and add some of those bright lights so I can see if it's really working. And I will do it, but not yet. Be patient. Pretty much that whole flowers in the shadows there. And I do like to try and leave little bits of my paint stick colors show through, and some transparent spots. Can't say it always happens, but I try. see the edge there while I was working. Okay, I have to stop and think about it for a minute here. It's getting there. Okay. Like, I love how that's kind of all a little crazy in there. I don't know if I'll leave that, but I'd kind of like to. As I kind of dive back into it. I'm going to try to. Okay. All right, I think that's good. I'm cutting my brush a little bit. Does anybody have any questions? All right, I'm going to clean my brush a little bit more because I might put some brights in there. Let me do a couple more. Like the warm, more yellowy areas, like in here, where the light is hitting it and it looks white, but it's still in shadow. I want to keep that warm. So much of these are in shadow. Kind of like it just like that. All right, let me go in with some cools. This is the fun part. Let's see how they look against. So these are the cool kind of white color. I might need to mix more of it, but this is with the violet gray mixed in. So it's a cool white. I should do this sometime and flip it and I usually make my shadows warm. I think it's because of my photos. Because it's not always like that. Your shadows aren't always warm and your highlights cool, but mine usually are. It might just be that, where I have to photograph too. Oh, that's fun. Okay. So little bits of this are in light. And put the stroke down and just leave it. Just leave it. Right, what's going on here? This comes here. And then this is a nice piece that flips up. Okay. I say that a lot, don't I? Okay. It's kind of coming together. It's very dreamy looking, isn't it? Very dreamy. Some light here. It's a little yellow right here. Now what? This fun one right here. I need to, this fun piece right here. Little. I always think I would love to be like paint, do things for like licensing for like sheets. Love to. When I was young, my mom did lots of like sewing and crafts and stuff, and I was always creative too, but I always thought when I grew up, that I would be a card club lady because that's what I thought she was. I don't even play cards. Who has time for that? But I also thought that, to be an artist when I grew up, I would design cross-stitch patterns and stitching patterns, which still sounds like fun to me, but I still think that would be neat. So a friend of my friend Renee and I, she was talking about, she loves to do crafty things. And so do I just never do them anymore. But she was showing me some really neat, not cross stitch, but I can't even think of what it's called. Anyway, not embroidery. I can't even think of the word right now. That's how tired I am. But anyway, she was talking about showing me some really cool patterns that people create that you can buy that are like custom artwork. So she went and got a couple of pieces of the stuff that you created on, and I'm going to do painting, one for her and one for me, and we're going to stitch it. So we're going to actually stitch from a painting that I create on the canvas. Like, how fun is that? All I have to do is figure out when I'm going to do it. But so one of the really fun things about these anemones is that they're sexy little middles there. They're so beautiful. So I'm just going to go in there. This has a nice highlight on it with this little, oops, I didn't even make a mark. So have any of you ever done that, like created your own needlepoint? That's what it is. When I stop trying to find the word, it pops right in. Needlepoint patterns. I'm excited to do it. I'm just flattening out the actual piece of needlepoint because it's super curled. See any spots that I'm totally missing? I need to do a little in here. add just some little kind of dark spots here to put highlights on top, and I'm about finished. Right, I'm stopping to think, is there anything that I'm missing? This part down here might still be a little too hazy. Oh, there's a fun little, it's actually in shadow. Little piece right here. And my little dark insides need a little dark. Oops. Here needs something. Don't you love these as sheets? Spring sheets. When I was a little girl, my mom used to switch out like my sheets every season. She would put on my bed like spring sheets and put up spring curtains. And she made them all herself. How cool is that? I did make all the curtains in my house, but